hopefully they'll review that and start, opening the doors for that kind of stuff. We are applying for what's called ICE grant money. One of the projects that we're looking at for that, and we have to kind of do this because we're going to lose it, is the Moroni, and kind of use some money to update that and get that up and running a little bit. Not as a tribal office, so no one has to drive all the way out there, but maybe as a cultural center or something like that. So James is going to handle that. He's got all the paperwork ready to go, and it has to be in by this month. And if we don't, we stand to lose that building this year if we don't do something with it. So that, I guess we'll go to Betty.
Thank you, Gerald.
Betty
was going to talk on financial. Oh, excuse me.
Sorry, John. May I just add a little comment to what Gerald said about the enrollment and ID cards? When you request stuff like this, be reminded that we don't have any money. So if you send stamps, any kind of stationery envelopes, things that we can use to get that information back to you, even if it's just $1, it helps pay postage.
Thank you. Betty?
Okay, as far as the financial statement, we were able to close out 3 accounts at 2 banks that John Sinclair had. One was the Bear Paw Credit Union for $1,700, and then 2 accounts at Wells Fargo, one for $4,912.38, and then $1,288.19. So we have that money now. However, we do not have any financial statements from his counsel, and he has communicated to us that there were more bills owing than this money, than the amount of money he had. So we know of some of the bills so far, but well, only 2 of them really. So that amount to about $3,000. So it was back rent. I think they've owed like 4 months back rent to HRDC, and then for supplies and things that they used there, and also some employment tax from way back. So we haven't gotten anything else, but we're kind of working through that. And any ideas for grants, fundraisers, anything that will help us out would be appreciated.
Thank you, Betty. So we've got a few shekels at last. I can't believe it. We've got a few shekels. But in saying that, the financial situation, but I want to do that we have here. You all know it's always the same thing. We've always been broke, but we're going to make this thing work. We're going to go out and be aggressive, like I said, to try to get some money from the Department of Commerce, from the state of Montana, tobacco funds, the Tribal Leaders Council. We're going to be looking aggressively for whatever we can find. But in saying that, we have a long ways to go. We do not know what took place with the finances. We have no back records for it. I have communicated with Mr. Sinclair on several occasions by email asking for financial statements, the statements for the grants, for the state, anything you may have. At this point in time, we have not received anything, and I don't think we will receive anything at this time. We have no idea how the money that they did receive from all different departments, from the state, wherever it may have came from the grants. We have no idea how it was spent or how it was dispersed or who got it. So we are going to do some background checking and look into some of this. We do believe that this was tribal funds that should have been used for the tribe, so we hope that's where it was spent. So we are going to be looking into that. And then in saying that, I want Mrs. Kenneberger also to make a comment on something that has hurt us. Mrs. Kenneberger?
One more statement on the financial thing before
Betty wants to.
Okay. We have been continually asking for money from the tribe, and I do want everyone here to know that the biggest contributors to the tribe and to our staying solvent is the tribal council. And I want you to know that the tribal council does not get a penny personally, not for, you know, any of our expenses, not for gas, not for, we take nothing out of the money that has come in. In fact, we have gotten, I mean, they have been the biggest contributors to anything that is needed for us to go forward. So I just wanted you guys to know that up front, that you know, you're not supporting us personally with any of the donations that come in. Yes?
Betty, we took up a collection at the panel, the judges panel. Did we have enough money to cover our expenses? Did you collect enough donations to help cover those expenses?
We have covered, well, we have,
Like a hotel, motel?
we have given a start to our attorney's expenses. They are patient people, thank goodness, but yes, we have given a start.
Okay, at one time, the Little Shell tribe was tax exempt, called 501c3 status. In March of 2010, it was revoked. So since then, we are reapplying, trying to get reestablished for that 501c3 status. And we're in the process, and it takes, I mean, it's long, it's about 5 pages to do it. And we're in the process of doing that right now, but it's gonna take a little time. But yeah, he lost the 501 status too, so 2010.
Want to tell them why?
And put it,
Well,
put the
why, it's
501.
because they have to file a 990 every year, and he hadn't filed a 990 for 3 consecutive years, so they revoked the 501 status. So we're in the process now, trying to get that reinstated.
And can you tell me what that is?
Oh, the 501 is a tax-free status for the tribe. They don't have to pay taxes on any money they get in, but they use it for the tribe.
That was rather a bad deal for us to lose our 501c3 status, because a lot of people, that we ask for donations, or if we go to larger people, we say, if you can write us a check for $300, you can write it off on taxes. Right now, that's not the case. So we need to get this back, and we're working diligently on it. Mrs. Kenneberger will go ahead and take care of that. And back to what Darrell was saying, when we had our hearing, we have to remember NARF, the Native American Rifles, graciously stepped up to help us with. They paid for everything over there at the college. They paid for the labor, for the guy to run the tech, they paid for the rooms and everything. And I did get a call from Kim Gottschalk congratulating us, and they're willing to go forward and work with us. They're excited about this dispute is over, and his tone is really good. It's chipper, you know. So I was very pleased with that. It just will also give you a little bit more upbeat and good news. Pat and Boggs is also willing to step on board, and they said they would be grateful, and they would be proud to represent the Little Shell once again. So that's a good stuff. At this time, we wanted to bring up a little bit about the Cabana judgment and federal recognition. We all want to kind of update what's going on. And in doing this, I want to have our attorney Troy maybe elaborate a little about this, about the Cabana judgment settlement. So, and then we can give you a little update on the federal recognition too, what's happening. But Troy, would you be kind enough, please? Okay, and Donna.
Troy won't introduce himself and say anything braggish, but I will. So you should know this about your tribal member. Troy grew up in Montana. He grew up on a reservation here in Montana. He went to college, and then he went to Harvard Law. He worked for the Bureau of Indian Affairs for nearly a decade, so he knows the enemy from within. In fact, many key opinions that are cited that favor Indian country and decisions on behalf of Indian tribes were authored by Troy Woodward. I am really proud to be his wife and then to be his colleague, but I think it's important that you know that he's passionate about the cause, and that as we came and accepted the responsibility of representing the tribe at the hearing, there was never any question in his mind about whether or not this was a client where he should get paid. Money and even covering our expenses wasn't the issue. He just came because he loves his tribe and he loves his cause, and he believes that federal recognition is a possibility, and he will never give up. And he won't say that about himself, so I do.
I could have said that. You have to forgive me, I've got a little bit of a cold, and so I'm going to use the mic so that you can hear me. My voice is soft anyway, but having a cold kind of makes it that much worse. First of all, let me just say a couple of things about the federal recognition. As you know, this process has dragged on for years, and where we're at now, we've gone through the administrative process at Interior, and at one time we had a proposed positive finding that was out of the Clinton administration. After the Bush administration was elected, they reversed that, and they actually came out with a permanent negative finding for the tribe. We believe that there were politics being played within Interior. I spoke with Loretta Toole, who was an assistant to the Secretary of Interior during the Clinton administration, and she said that two tribes, Little Shell being one of them, some of the career bureaucrats within the Department of Interior just had it out for Little Shell. And what happened is they had a series of assistant secretaries that were very short-term or recused themselves from federal recognition. And when that happened, the career bureaucrats stepped in and began making policy. They're the ones that succeeded in getting our proposed positive turned to a negative. So right now, Interior has set up this administrative court. It's called the Interior Board of Indian Appeals. And as far as I know, I haven't seen any of the documentation. As far as I know, the tribe's attorneys, I think it might have been Patton Boggs, filed an appeal, and they're trying to get that overturned. I worked at Interior for 8 years. I've seen a lot of federal recognition cases. I've almost never seen a case, a negative, get overturned at the IBIA. It's almost always a loss for tribes. So we've got some strategies in mind that we want to try to work. And I've talked with the council about that, some things that we can try to do, maybe pull it back into the Assistant Secretary's office and see if we can't get a political solution. And we'll see how that goes, but we need to push that through. If IBIA issues a decision and finds against the tribe, then our only route is either going through Congress to get a federal recognition bill, or we could appeal, go to federal court. And if we go to federal court, you know, that's litigation. It's a long-term process. I think it'll be a very long time before we can consider it. It also takes a lot of money to litigate in federal court. So my recommendation would be that if there is a decision that comes out of IBIA that's negative, that we should then aggressively follow up and try to get a congressional recognition. So that's kind of where that is. Now, I've litigated cases before the IBIA, and I can tell you there is no fast track at IBIA. I had a case from a tribe in California that I represented that sat there for 4 years. We had briefed everything, we were ready for a decision, and they just wouldn't make a decision. We finally got it pulled over to the Assistant Secretary's office, and then they would finally make a decision. So it's been a couple of years, about 1.5 years already since it's been at IBIA. I wouldn't expect a decision anytime soon, but you just never know. So I will follow that very closely, and we'll see if we can't work a political solution. In terms of the Cumulative Adjustment Fund, I don't know how many people are familiar with what that case is about. it's an accounting case. Some of you may be familiar with the Cabell case. The Cabell case involved individual Indians that had trust accounts with the Department of Interior. Well, just like individuals have trust accounts, tribes also have trust accounts with the Department of Interior. And in this case, Interior was supposed to give an accounting for both the 1971 judgment that they paid out and the 1982 judgment that they paid out. And both of those cases came from the Defense Commission. Interior never did give an accounting of that money. And so what the suit is involves 4 tribes, involves Rocky Boy, Turtle Mountain, Little Shell, and Whiter. And it's in the Court of Federal Claims, which is where you can go to get money damages. The judge determined that the trust fund accounting, because it had not been completed, it did give rise to possible money damages. So my understanding of the case, and you have to realize, Don and I have just come on as the tribe's attorneys, so we've got a lot of homework to do to get up to speed on this stuff. But my understanding is that because the judge said that it could lead to money damages, NARF has been negotiating with the Department of Justice, who's representing Interior, to reach a judgment, or a settlement on this money judgment. I need to get in touch with Melanie McCoy, who was the attorney for NARF, and kind of figure out where that's at. Our understanding was that the negotiations would start up again around the 20th of January. So when we get back to DC, we will get in touch with Melanie McCoy, get an update where things are, and be able to follow that through. But the last I heard, she said that they were probably about $10 million apart. The tribe's thinking that it was worth about $50 million, and the feds thinking it was worth about $40 million. So, and there are some details involved in the judge's decision that will affect where that comes out, but they believe that they can reach a negotiated settlement. So those are the 2 issues the judge asked me to speak on. And just in closing, I'd just like to say that Don and I are proud for, and thankful for the opportunity that we had to represent the tribe. That this leadership dispute, once we got into the facts, we were able to see that it really wasn't as much a dispute as it was a failure to follow the Constitution. And we were very grateful that the 3 experienced Indian law judges were able to see that and were able to interpret the evidence in a favorable way to the tribe. And I think this is a great day for the tribe, a chance for us to move forward and to actually make progress on the things that matter to the tribe instead of having to fight this battle to try to make the tribe function. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Troy. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth. That's good. Right now, we're just going to kind of step into something we've got into is strategies. What are we going to do? Where are we going from here? How are we going to put it together? When we're talking about this strategy, I want you to know that the strategy that was put together to bring this tribal dispute to an end involved a great deal of people. A lot of help, a lot of people thrown in with ideas, connections. James Parker Shield had a lot to do with it, with the strategy. He threw in a lot of ideas. We had Troy, we had Donna, we have many, many people here that threw in to help us. And we must have done it right because we came out victorious. We came out on top. Okay? So we are trying to figure out our strategies of where we're going to put our office, how we're going to staff it, when we're going to hold our regular council meetings by the month, quarterly meetings, where we're going to have our quarterly meetings, how we can do that. Find us an office, maybe an office space big enough to hold us all so we can have our own gatherings such as this. And so, and trying to figure out what we're going to do with our finances and our checking accounts, check signers, so council is, we have a lots to do, believe me. So I'm asking you to back us, hang in there with us, trust us. We'll get it done. Just bear with us. We'll get her done. We have a lot of educated, a lot of people that have experience and are willing to always come up and step forward to help us. And by God, that's what we need. We need your help. And we don't all have all the answers. And if anybody that's got a good suggestion, got a good idea, come and see us, especially if you want to donate $1 million, come and see me. But, so I'm going to let the rest of the council here. Our next strategy is to be that we want to go through strategy, give you some ideas, and we got a couple other things here. Then we'll have open comment. But right now, I think I'll let some of the other council members speak what they're thinking about some of the strategies and where we should go and what we should do from here.
I'd like to say, one thing, you know, that I'd like to let you know is we do really have a lot of good ideas in terms of looking for funding. Troy and Donna came up with some really great ideas today. We met this morning. All of us have some ideas on how to go about getting some grants and some funding that we can get some money and get this, you know, like John said, get an office building so we have a nice place to call home. And you know, be able to provide support that our members need, you know, whether it be enrollment, ID forms, or whatever. So just want to say, you know, we do have some really good ideas, and we're going to move this tribe forward one way or another. So thanks.
Mrs. Canterberger, would you like to comment on anything?
I would just like to say, if any of you are familiar with writing grants, we could sure use someone to write us a grant. Get some grant money going.
Betty? Got any comments you want to throw it on the strategy?
Well, I just think that we need, you know, we need a source of income so that we know that we have financial backing for whatever we need to do for our tribe. So that's our biggest thing, is the source of income.
Clancy?
Well, I just going down the list of work sessions that we did, getting that office open and getting our files was actually number one. We got our phone number was number two, so that people could call in and talk to somebody. The visit to the state and the governor, that's a big priority for me. Say, okay, buddy, we had some money sitting here, you put it in your general fund, we need it. And then with Troy's help, redoing the Constitution and setting up the tribal court and judicial system. So, we're getting there.
Gerald wanted to make another comment.
Oh, one more thing. You know, we are very transparent. You have a question, email me, email any one of us. I'll guarantee you I'll get back to you within an hour. If I don't have the answer, all these folks will. I will get a hold of Troy and Donna. We are operating totally transparent, so please, any questions, anything, we'll let you know. No secrecy.
Very well. Elvina?
Well, I just, until we get really organized and put things together, just have patience with us. It isn't gonna happen overnight, but hopefully soon. Hopefully we'll get stuff done in here.
I know that during this whole dispute, one of the things that concerned us most is these letters that we were getting from people or phone calls saying that, you know, they wanted to go to school, they needed a letter saying that they, you know, were of Indian descent so that they could get an Indian fee waiver. And all of this, I mean, people's lives have been put on hold, and that is a priority for us, is to get those files up and running so that people can get the information that they need to have for whatever, you know, whatever it is that's going on in your personal life that you need that information for.
But also I want to let everybody know that he didn't keep things together. So it's like a whole, it's like a maze. So, we know, like, we can't instantly find somebody's records or, but we will eventually. Have faith in us.
Richard?
Yeah, I'd just like to echo Chairman Gilbert's response on the need for professional grant writers. but we did, a few of us put together a cultural grant. There was residual money that was left over from the Lewis and Clark Bicentennial Commission in 2005 that they had made, and they put it towards grants. So what we did is we put together a grant for Native Voices to focus on the endangered language, particularly, such as the Chippewa language, the Midship language, and the Cree language, which is all part of our tradition and history. We will find out in about a week or two whether or not we received that grant. It's $10,000 for the first year and $10,000 for the second year, so a total of $20,000. So it'd be nice to hopefully we get that. So.
Another thing popped into my head. We were discussing this morning when we were talking with our attorney Troy and Donna that we have to go back. We need to be getting into a CPA firm. We need to get somebody that has accounting skills, somebody that can keep us straight whenever you're handling funds, especially public funds. I'd like to make sure that it's done properly and get us a CPA so that we know where our money's at. If we get audited, we have it taken care of. Our tribal members want to know where the funds are at. We have a CPA firm that'll do that. In saying that, we know that we have many of our tribal members and Little Shell members throughout the country that have expertise in accounting, banking, bookkeeping, things of this nature. If you think you can come and shine some light on some of this stuff that going through financials and how to work them and how they should do, that we can combine it and get it ready to go to a CPA firm or help us in some way, we need that help bad. So if anybody's got that skills and knowledge, please step forward and let us know. Or if you know of a Little Shell member that has that skill out there that we can contact. Most of the time, okay, we got Colleen Hill right here, said she'll do it all. So other than that, I guess you've heard basically our strategies. We have lots to do, and the task will be undaunting, but we know we have you behind us. We know that you will help us when we need be. It's always a shame when we come to the meetings that all we ever do is always hustle and you making you open your wallet when you come over here, but that's the way it's always been, I guess, you know. We're going to take this money down over here, probably down to the grub stake and see if we can triple it. Anyway, I think from here we got one thing that we want to do. Well, no, we wanted to appoint Mr. We wanted to publicly know that we want to bring Troy and Donna up here, please. Two things we want to do. First of all, we want to see here before council action that we are voting to go ahead and have Troy and retain Troy and Donna as our legal representative for the Little Shell tribe. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Unanimous. Tribal attorneys right there. Saying that, Elvina and Mrs. Kenneberger would like to present you with a gift. We owe you so much. After we present the gift, we will have an honor song.
That I left my coat in the car in Maryland, so this is extremely welcome.
This is a symbol of his long hours he spent With the little shell.
Yes, and then,
Work
yeah,
with the little shell.
the name of this blanket is All-Night Meetings. And believe me, he had a lot of all-night meetings. And please feel free to come up and shake their hands. Thanks.
My battery backup, I just bought this same night to learn how long it stays charged.
I got a similar one that works about 4 hours. Measure the corner where the battery is.
Got the battery.
Yep.
Who's next?
Little Shell Drum Group, pretty good job. Woo! We'll try to get you a few shekels here. Don't get carried away. We have Jeannie Cole here. Council, oh, you want to come by the mic here and speak up? Let them hear you.
Card says it all. Card says, it's never been a question of if, it's always been a matter of when.
Hey! Well, let's, would somebody want to help me open this?
Painted by a Little Show member.
And Jeannie Cole is a Little Shell member. She's also my aunt. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Yeah, and this is also one of our tribal painters under conference. All right.
Let the celebration begin.
The other appreciation is for all of the people who have donated, and I know have donated quite heavily, and we appreciate that as a whole tribe.
Okay, we got a few things. We can be seated now. We got a few things, and then we'll. Did all you guys hear what the card said? The card says it's never been a question of if. It's always been a matter of when. And now is your time. Congratulations. That's pretty nice. This is our time. At this time, we're going to have to deviate a little bit from your James Parker Shield needs to make an announcement. James, would you go ahead and take care of it, please?
First, an acknowledgement. You all remember back when we were having our election, we had the legislators that came and helped us out. We have one of those here today, Trustee O'Hara. And then we have, of course, some other distinguished people in this city. Former Director of Indian Affairs, Jennifer Perez Cole. Announce that she's going to be doing voter registration today on site at one of these tables shortly, right? And then, and of course, aiding in this effort is also former state representative, state senator Carol Juneau and her husband Stan. I was also asked by Daryl to make sure that if any of you that do want to volunteer in the tribal office, come up and sign up with either me or Betty or somebody. And then, of course, when it comes to the building out of Moroni, Greg Vogel already said that he would help with the plumbing. Donnie Davis is going to bring some of the heavy equipment down. And so we've got other people that are carpenters, painters, roofers, whatever. Get a hold of them. So I can get your contact information. Thank you.
Whatever you are, distinguished guests, like to say something? Would you like to come up and make a comment? Yeah.
I just said congratulations. I know your hard effort.
Come on up here. That way I get closer to your wallet. Jesse O'Hara, state representative.
I just want to congratulate you. I know it took a lot of hard effort and a lot of you pitching in and getting this handled. And when you're dealing with the federal government or the state government or any of their governments, it's a challenge. So those feet ahead, I know you have a number of things. You've got super leadership now, and I just cheer you on. that Moroni building out there, we got that, 5 years ago or something, and now we'll finally maybe get something done on it. So, I've just been proud to be a little bit part of this whole operation. So, go straight ahead. God bless you.
Thank you. Congratulations. Yes. This is the, yeah, my name is Carol Juno, and I just want to say, hello to all of you, and congratulations on all your work. And one of the things that Jennifer and I are here today on is to register voters. 2012 is going to be the most important election for so many people, and in order to participate, you need to be registered to vote. And so we're here to register voters for, this is for the state elections, for the federal elections. One of the proud things that I can announce is I'm the mother of Denise Juno, who is the state superintendent of public instruction. Denise will be running for office again and will need your support. But in order to do that, you have to register and vote. So we're going to have a table over here, and please come forward, or we'll come around and see you. But my best wishes for your work ahead, and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody else. I just wanted to say how proud I am to be the wife of the Little Shop tribal members. Old mother, Leona is my mother-in-law. And I just thought this day would never come. It's a really good day for the Little Shop people. Congratulate you, and would like to let you know that the best has yet.
Okay, at this time, we're gonna get into public comment. Anybody have any ideas? Anybody wants to come on up and say something, you're more than welcome. If you want to make a comment, please stand up and say your name, and then go ahead and tell us what you want to know, or ask us, or make a comment. So this is for you right now before we get into our start feeding and start our meal and our celebration. Stand there. I don't know who you are. Who are you?
I'm the troublemaker.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm Caroline Fleury, and I've been on the council before. But I think it's so great to see everybody here, and I'm so grateful to Donna and Troy. It's unbelievable. But I think I would suggest we go back to area reps, where we have somebody representing us in different parts of the state, and then like we have in Billings, and say whoever's in Billings or something there and set it up. I just think that would be a lot of help, and it takes a lot of pressure off the council.
Very good, Caroline. Caroline's been in the trenches with us forever too. You know, she made a very good comment. That worked very well when we had area reps from different locations around the state. It worked very well. And that's something we may have to really look into and get that started. Finding a reliable person out there that can get information to us. I think it's the first board members. Anybody else? Right here.
I'm Lauren Kingston. I'd like to say thank you to the lady who was proud to be a wife of a member of this tribe, because that's important in my life too. But I came today because of reading in the newspaper about your little tribe, and over quite a few years trying to figure it out, actually, because I married an Indian man back in Iowa in 1972, but he's not here tonight. But I came here looking for him in 1998, and I've had a lot of trouble. But also I've had deliverance from issues back in Iowa. So I thank God for that. And because knowing that man, Bob King, he goes by here, but I married him under the name of Jack King. I don't know if any of you have had any contact with him. But the issue that I came to present before you is over land. He told me when we was first together that he was born on Rock Boy, but I'm sorry that camera's bothering me. He walked to school up a dirt road for a mile when he was just 6 years old, living on Hill 57. And when I came up here to Great Falls, actually I had a dream because he told me I couldn't come here, but God directed me here. And I was walking my dog up in this area trying to give him some exercise, and I stumbled on this this hill, but people told me that way down that way was Hill 57. Nobody actually would say where it was, and well, just talking last night with a friend of mine, Donald Stipple, who I made the acquaintance of here in Black Eagle. There was different settlements, I guess.
Let me
But I've been evicted, is basically it. I would like to know what the opinion of you people is over the use of these historical places. Because here in this town, there's been a big problem, and it was over that junkyard and abominations. But I was trying to do something about it. So he's not here, and I thought of calling him this morning, but it does trouble him when I make a call to them.
Okay. All right, we'll look into that. You have to have an individual, like I said prior to that. When we get back into our enrollment, you can bring some names or something. We'll try to trace that back or try to help you in some form. Okay? Anybody else? Anybody back here with comments? Larry Olson. Past councilman.
I'm Larry Olson. Just a comment from the tribal council. As John knows, Harold about putting the organization, sometimes it sounds like you do master plans. You have those set up. Facilitate, getting things done faster. Who's going to be invited to be there? Do you have interest? I would say it should be the different facets of pride, judicial, maybe operations, facility, really, get involvement from all of us and the people that are interested. That meeting, like I say,
What's that?
right now,
Sweatshirts. T-shirts or
and so my feeling or my recommendation would be to get some master plan actions of different sections, that's the
Very well said, Larry. Very well said. Thank you. There was another person who had their hand up. Okay, is everybody starting to get a little hungry?
Yeah.
Daryl has something he wants to announce.
So what we're gonna do here in about a half hour, we'll draw for the Buffalo Hunt. So if you haven't put your name in, and 50-50. And then we're gonna have some music here while we eat. From these gentlemen here, they kept us grounded, so stay around, enjoy the music, and love to have everybody sit down for a while.
So in closing, I think we'll go ahead and we'll bring our meeting part to an end. I do want to say thank you to so many of you that have contributed. We were trying to figure out how to thank all of you in different ways. We just didn't have it. There's so many of you. There's people that have come up forward and given large dollars, some donations. There was those that gave small amounts. But everybody has always contributed. We have a lot of people standing in this room here that have contributed a lot. Have given us donations and gave us things to sell and everything. I just want to say thank you all for your continued support. You're all great. And can I say Happy New Year? Okay, let the celebration begin.
I just want to say thank you to the council.
Pat Mackey. Thank you very much. Somebody want to prayer?